Day, McVeigh, and happy Friday. Let's get started with our birthdays. Okay, so for today, happy birthday to Jose Rodriguez Flores in our 5th grade, Ashaz Syed in our 1st grade, and Zachary Mathis in our kindergarten. For tomorrow, happy birthday to Dylan Lopez in our 2nd grade, and Sophia Bullis in our 2nd grade. And on Sunday, happy birthday to Alexander Villanueva in our 3rd grade, Bobby Carroll in our 2nd grade, and Adrian Zavallo Silva in our 5th grade. And boys and girls, if you're celebrating Passover today, happy Passover. And if you're celebrating Easter on Sunday, happy Easter. And I want to call your attention today to my McVeigh merch. So how cool is this? You never saw this one. Take a look. This was actually going to be our March Madness t-shirt last year. And then we had it made like this instead. And so you can see it's the same design, only it's a t-shirt on a t-shirt. This is one of the vendors that we took it to, and I actually have the only rendition of this shirt. It's a little bit large for me. So if you remember, this was Zaria Khan and Grace Gow on the back. Boys and girls, we still have your orders for the March Madness t-shirts for this year, and we will be getting them when we get back to school, even if that's in September, don't worry. But whenever it is that we get ourselves back to school and we figure things out, we will again have our March Madness, but I thought you might appreciate this super cool McVeigh merch. All right, so we have lots to talk about today. All right, first up, let's go to our jokes. So we have a couple of updates that I want to share with you. So we had somebody else turn in, Johnny Zhang turned in a rendition of the same joke that Alyssa DeCampi turned in. So why do we tell actors to break the leg? I love Johnny's illustration. Good work. And of course, it's because, if you remember what I showed you from Alyssa, because plays have a cast. They always have a cast. And there was a little girl. She also turned in a picture of SpongeBob at a cast. So thank you, Johnny, and Alyssa as well. And then the Yarkin sisters had turned in a joke a while back, and they have since illustrated. So what do you call a person with no nose and no body? And so what they drew, so it was a nobody. So what they drew was a person with no body in the middle. You see, so you see the head, you see the legs, and then the arms. So well done, Yarkin sisters. All right, so now we have some new jokes for today. So the first one is coming from Lucas Negron in our kindergarten. So why do monkeys hire other monkeys? And so I love what Lucas said. He turned in 2 jokes. So I'm only doing one today. Take a look. For their monkey business, to increase their monkey business. Get it? Nice job and joke, Lucas. All right, so here's the next one, and this one is coming from Emily Reyes. Why did the cow go to New York City? That's another cow joke, and there's a very awesome clue here. So you have the cow. And look at where the cow's going. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a great illustration as a clue. Remember, that's one of the cool parts of our joke book, is that the illustration is the clue. So Emily has drawn Broadway, and she picked some of her favorite plays, maybe Mrs. Doubtfire and Frozen, but it's to see the musicians. Aha. And then we have another one today. So this one is coming from Connor and Madison Hines. And listen carefully. 2 pickles fell out of a jar onto the floor. What did one pickle say to the other pickle? And so take a look. It's hard to see this. I tried to blow it up, but I didn't have great success. So look at the 2 pickles on the floor. And so they've actually labeled their picture. I don't know if you saw. They have pickles, the floor. But what did one pickle say to the other? Deal with it. Dill pickles. Instead of deal with it, deal with it. All right, nice work, Heinz family. They have another joke as well, but we'll get to that on another day. And last joke for today, why did the bald eagle have no hair? And Devin Berkowitz submitted this. Awesome illustration. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. It's the kind of thing I could even hang on the wall. Super job, Devin. Why did the bald eagle have no hair? Well, one could say because he has feathers. But the other answer could be because he was bald. All right, good work, Devin. All right, so more to follow on our jokes because we have plenty. But boys and girls, if we're going to have the greatest joke book in the world, we need lots of jokes. So please keep them coming. All right. And now let's get an update on our riddles. So I'm saying riddles because there are 2 that are still unanswered. Don't forget, probably, I don't know which day it was, but it could have been earlier this week or late last week. I presented a riddle from Emily Balby in our 1st grade. Remember this one. What travels around the world but stays in a corner? Travels around the world but stays in a corner. We still don't have an answer on that. Come on, let's think. Okay, and then we still have another riddle out there. I presented this one yesterday by Sophia Oliveris, and it is what goes over your head, under your feet, but doesn't cover your body. 2 riddles. Then I had another riddle submission today that we'll get to. That was by, I actually got that, yesterday by Anna McCardle. So, boys and girls, what's happening? Come on, let's think. All right. Now, name that place. I got lots of submissions on name that place. And so many said Hawaii. I think Lucas, Ibrahim, Mikhail, Alyssa, lots of people getting back to me with Hawaii, and great guess. Because if we were thinking about a state with volcanoes, definitely Hawaii would be the right guess. But clue number 2. And those of you who guessed Hawaii, I responded and I said, hey, listen, you are correct, but you need more information. Here's some information that will help. All right. When Mighty Mind goes to this mystery place, he has to travel to Central America. Ooh, that's a big clue, boys and girls. So, going to Central America. So, that's going to take Hawaii right off the table. All right, see if you can figure this out. So, volcanoes, Central America. Those are our 2 clues. And I also want to give a shout out to Liana de Cruz. She got back to me with comb as the answer to our other riddle, but I missed that email. There are lots of emails coming in, boys and girls, and I do miss some of them. So if you think that I've missed your email, you can certainly send me again. But Leanna, I missed yours, and so yes, you were correct on comb. All right, and so then we've been also working on Spring Shake. Do we have a shake dance? Shake, 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 right? Shake, shake, shake. Are you doing some dances? Are you doing some exercise? Because we're on Spring Shake. I want to see it. All right. And now, a couple of projects to report back on. So, Ethan Lim, still studying birds. Check it out. Now he's got blue jays. And I'm doing this one today because he says blue jays are omnivores. So what does that mean, boys and girls? Yes, they can eat plants and other living things, like worms, because worms aren't plants. Okay. They eat large insects. Those aren't plants. That's why they're omnivores. And they are songbirds, which means they sing. Check it out. Now, let me just see something for a second. Yes, he did include that they are very smart birds. Blue jays are very smart birds. And so, what does that really mean? It means that they are able to problem solve for themselves and not just acting on instinct the way that some animals do. So, maybe we'll get some more cool facts on blue jays, but we've been learning a lot about other feathered friends, like, for example, the peacock. Remember, we learned that from Gianna. And we learned about robins. And I don't know if there are any others, but I'm sure that we can learn about more. So if you're learning about something, share it with us. And our Invention Convention. Now, on Monday morning, boys and girls, I'll be coming to you live from my living room. I have something for our Invention Convention. I've been working on it. I told you about my phone problem, and so I've been working on that. Stay tuned. This is going to be interesting. I want to know what you think. And moms and dads out there, I'm interested to see what you think too, if we have something for Shark Tank from McVeigh. But right now, I'm going to get back to you on our project yesterday from Mr. Miller. So he wanted to see what would happen with the gummy bears. Do you remember? So he had an hypothesis. He thought that they would all get larger except for the gummy bear that he put in the salt water. So here's what he discovered. So these are the gummy bears after they were in the solution. So these are the originals. Take a look. All right. So you can see, here's the salt water, the sugar water. Here's the regular, just the kind you get right out of the tap, and orange juice. All right. So what do you notice? Well, if you said that they all got larger, they did. So his hypothesis, what he thought would happen, was incorrect. All the gummy bears got larger, including the ones in the saltwater solution. So he says if he was going to do this again, he could maybe add more salt to the water to see if that changes things. Now, that would be, when I started to talk yesterday, that was what I was wondering. How much salt he was putting in the water, how much sugar he was putting in the sugar water as compared to how much sugar there was in the orange juice. All of those things matter. So that could be something that you could actually do yourself. I would also be curious to know how much food coloring there are in each of these gummy bears, because that might impact whether or not they could accept more sugar and things like that. And speaking of food coloring, I want to share with you something that Mr. Minerva is working on. And let me see if I can get to that right now. I just had it open, but as it would happen, it closed. I'm not that good with this whole video phone thing. But here's Mr. Minerva.
In this experiment, I wanted to see if warmer water will have molecules that move faster than in cooler water. I think it will. That's my hypothesis, is that warm or hot water will have molecules that move faster. So in order to find that out, I have 3 cups right here, one with cold water, one with room temperature water, and one with hot water. I'm going to put food coloring into each one, and we're going to see which spreads out the fastest. Can you do the cold? We're going to put 5 drops in. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if my hypothesis is correct, the red will spread out faster. And it looks like it is. You can see this is more evenly spread out. You still see pockets of dark yellow and pockets of clear. And in the green, you still see a lot of clear. So right now, it looks like my hypothesis is correct, that the hotter water is spreading out the food coloring faster. Now the yellow is finally starting to catch up. It still has pockets of dark coloring. And as you can see, the cold water still hasn't flowed. So it looks like my hypothesis is correct again. The hotter water will spread out faster because the molecules in warm water will move faster than the molecules in cold water. That's how easy a science experiment can be.
Absolutely. That's how easy a science experiment can be. So his hypothesis was that the food coloring in the warmer water would spread more quickly than food coloring in the colder water. And so the red was the warm water, the green was the colder water, and then he had a room temperature one as well. But something he didn't talk about was that he started with glasses of water that had the same amount of water. So that was important to his experiment. When you do an experiment, you want to make sure you're only testing one thing. So if he had put different amounts of water, it would have been a little bit different. And then he would have been also testing how much it spread in a smaller amount versus a larger amount. So the fact that he started with the same amount of water in each glass was important. And the only difference in the glasses was the temperature. Good work, Mr. Minerva. So he did a little bit of, he showed his, I want to show you what he showed me. So first, he had a question. So his question, do particles in hot water move around faster than particles in cold water? Then he had a hypothesis. He told you what his hypothesis was, that he thought that they would, that the warmer water would spread more quickly. So then he did his procedure was how he would fill the glasses of water and then drop in the food coloring at the same time, which he did, and then what he would observe and his conclusion. So he observed that the red spread more quickly, and he concluded that he was correct. But there are many ways that you could do this and many different experiments that you could do at home, boys and girls. And it's fun to find out about science. So I hope you're doing an experiment. If you want to share it with us, you certainly can. But you can also share it with the science fair mentors on each one of our grade levels. So we hope you're having a good time with science at home. And so now, boys and girls, before we end our show, we finally are coming to the close for today. Again, I'll see you again on Monday morning with my invention. I hope you like it. And we have our mighty kind moment of the day. Dun, dun, dun. Mighty kind moment of the day. So again, I'm going into my stack here. And these stacks are coming from our teachers at McVeigh. And each one of them was asked to just write a message to somebody else that would cheer them up or make them feel special, or maybe add some sunshine to their day like we talked about yesterday. So today I'm going deep into the pile. We haven't seen this one yet. So, okay. I just had it and dropped it. Oh my. Okay. So, I don't know, boys and girls, if you've gotten outside recently, but at nighttime, when it's clear outside, you can see the stars. And it says, when it's dark, look for stars, because you're one of them. I love that. When it's dark, look for the stars, because you're one of them. And that's very much like we heard yesterday, very similar idea about being the sunshine. Even when it's cloudy out, when it's dark, look for the stars. So boys and girls, even in the most difficult situations, there's something that's good. So you can find that, and that could be you. And how can it be you? You can be one of those people that spreads kindness. And speaking of which, don't forget, we have our McVeigh Family PTA Bake Off Appreciation Night on Tuesday, or whenever you can do it with your family, for the essential workers. So you can make a card or bake something. It would be wonderful. Because, again, in all this stuff that's going on, we can be a star, right? We can be the sunshine or the star in the sky, whichever you prefer. The rainbow Remember that that picture that Vincent drew for us? That could be you. Okay, boys and girls, let's try. I know you can because you're a mighty mind and you're a mighty kind, mighty minded. Every day is a great day to get smart and be kind to both each. Again, happy Passover, happy Easter, happy weekend. Let's have a wonderful day. See you Monday.